écoutez toute Masisi avec ma divine. Vini la Masisi Radio.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Sunday.
Hi.
Hi. Hey. Hello. Good evening, world, friends, Little River Cultural Garden. I'm Nina. I live in Miami, and I'm here to interview my wonderful, talented friends, Nami Flare and Barbara Caridad about their upcoming film, a documentary called Behind the Tease. Yes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Iman or Nami Flare here.
Barbara or Barbara. She, they pronouns. Hello, hello.
Yes. So can we show the trailer?
Burlesque, a literary or dramatic work that seeks to ridicule by means of grotesque, exaggeration, comic imitation, and sometimes striptease acts.
I love it that the last part is the sometimes striptease act because like that's what people think burlesque is just, and I'm like, y'all have no idea.
Yeah. Okay, so my first question for you guys, who are you?
Well, I am a performer, educator, arts enthusiast. Yeah, I love all things art. Dance is like my top thing, but obviously now I'm dabbling into other things. So, yeah.
And again, I'm Barbara. I am also a dancer, mover, performer, creator. I like to dabble in just making with my friends.
And what was your role on the film?
I was the main cinematographer and editor.
Period. Beautiful.
Misdirector.
And director, right. Oh, this is the director. Oh, okay. Got you. Misdirector, if you're nasty. Okay, so I guess getting right into it, I guess I'm a dance enthusiast as well, and I wanted to talk to you guys because I feel like I at least haven't had much exposure to burlesque and the burlesque world and what it's like to be a performer. So I'm super excited to get this perspective, especially from you, a Miami-bred artist. I want to know, what was your journey to dance and to burlesque?
So, fun fact, I'm actually not from Miami. But Nami Flare was born in Miami by Iman.
So Nami Flare is a Miami native.
But Iman, I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. I moved here in 2020, so I was a COVID transplant.
That's crazy.
I didn't know. I know. Surprise! I've been dancing since I was 4, kind of like the typical route of like, oh, my mom put me in ballet, type of thing. But over the years, like my mom took us to like the community West African classes. In middle school, I did a bit of musical theater, liturgical, little competition dance. And then the trajectory of my professional career came about when I was about 13. And I saw Alvin Ailey for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I want to make people feel how they are allowing me to feel right now.
For the people who might not know, could you tell us a little bit about Alvin Ailey?
Yes, so Alvin Ailey, American Dance Theater, located in New York City. They are a world-renowned traveling contemporary dance company. Revelations, which shows like a very like Southern Black experience, is like their most popular repertory, but they are incredible. They were founded, I want to say, in the 60s. 60s or 70s? Maybe.
I'll fact check.
Yeah, we gotta fact check that. But they've been around for a minute. Beautiful company. So yeah, and then I went to Ohio State University for dance. Got that. COVID happened. I was like, oh shit, I don't know what the arts is about to look like. So moved to Miami. I was lured into burlesque here. I was not trying to get into burlesque. I didn't know really what it was. And in 21, I made my burlesque debut.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
So what were you doing when you first came?
Child, I was working for a scam.
Welcome to Miami. That's a Miami welcome.
No, for real. A true homecoming.
AmeriCorps.
Oh, really?
AmeriCorps.
Wow.
Yeah, I was working for a scam. Okay. 21 hit and burlesque came apart. And, I came to Miami as a dancer. I had my season of the video vixen era of Miami. It was not sustainable. I had to leave. And fun fact, I actually created Nami Flare, the name, when I was 12 years old. So I was 12 and I stayed at my grandma's house for a little bit, and I went through a whole rampage of whacking and voguing and watching Paris is Burning, and I was 12 years old and I wanted to be a drag queen so bad. So I created the name Nami Flare at 12. 10 years later, Nami Flare became who she is now.
Right.
But yeah, I created that persona at 12 years old. So yeah, I've been dancing for a minute, but the strip tease came about 4 years ago.
And how did that happen? Who brought you there?
So Asmara Honeywine is my burlesque mother. And similar to house culture and as far as drag houses and ballroom culture, in burlesque sometimes you'll have a mentor or burlesque mother. So she invited me to perform as a jazz performer to her show. I didn't strip anything off. I was a jazz performer. And then after that performance went really well, she reached out and she was like, "Oh, I'm starting a troupe. Do you want to be a part of it?" And I was like, maybe, but I don't know how I feel about taking my clothes off. I did it the first time, and I was like, okay, now I'm okay with taking my clothes off. But it took some time, and the first year I was doing burlesque, I actually was not comfortable really telling people that I did it. My burlesque social media page was private. I wasn't really telling my family. I was kind of almost embarrassed of it. Now I'm loud and proud about it, but then it wasn't comfortable for me to do it yet. Yeah.
And then, so around 2021?
July of 2021 is when Nami Flare made her debut.
And what was that moment? What was that performance? What was it?
Yeah, I actually started burlesque in erotic, at an erotic poetry night in Broward.
Wow.
It was a erotic,
shout out Broward.
Yeah, it was an erotic poetry night. That was my debut. My second time performing, I think, was a play party. So I didn't start burlesque in traditional burlesque spaces. In my beginning stages, my burlesque was happening in either these black erotic spaces or drag adjacent spaces.
Cool. And now you're here.
Yeah, now I'm here, and
Just
Nami Flare is my thing now.
And you're all over.
Truly. Literally.
Traveling showgirl.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah.
Exactly. Period. Well, same question to you, Barbara. What was your journey, or has been your journey, with dance and performance up until this point, and film and photography?
Well, I'll give you the condensed version because
Yes,
truly
yes.
I feel like all of our coming of stories can be so. But I feel like I inherited dance from my parents. My parents danced all over Cuba in their youth. My dad used to choreograph quinceañeras. So when they had me, they were like, immediately
Let's
go
go.
to the dance classes. And it fit, you know, like I really love dancing. I really love performing. I didn't have the attention span for like dance classes. I was always getting like reprimanded, but on stage I did good. They had no notes.
Right.
But mostly dancing, did a little bit of like musical theater in middle school, did like High School Musical and Aida. Those are Aida. But and I think like since I was a kid, I always was like, I don't know if it's dance, I don't know if it's Broadway, but I'm gonna be on stage, I'm gonna be dancing and singing and performing. And I think to this point, like danced in college, auditioned for the School of Dance, didn't make it, but I kept auditioning for them hoses seasonal performances, and I was sharing the stage with them. So, but in a lot of ways, like dance has always been like the center of my creative universe. And it wasn't until I moved back to Miami and started working with Pioneer Winter Collective that I like also inherited like film and like an affinity for photography from my dad. So I started playing with that a little bit more seriously and made Gosa, Iman danced in Gosa, and we got really, really close during that period. And
Gosa is a short film.
yes, a short
that
dance
Barbara
film.
made.
Look it up. Well, I don't know if it's anywhere, but DM me, I'll send you the link. But yeah, and now just like performing in some dance theater companies and like being able to do all of that, the dancing and the singing and being a little wild on stage with like no limits, and also exploring film with people that I love and that trust me. Thank you. So yeah.
So how did you two get connected?
Shout out to Pioneer Winter Collective, Grass Stains 2022.
Wow.
I don't know if you want to talk a little bit
Yeah,
about that.
so-
'Cause your piece is everything.
Yeah, so in 2022, it was springtime, and Grass Stains happens like every 2 years.
Yeah.
Every 2 years, and
what is it?
It's an artist residency. It happens in different locations in Miami, so it's not always the same space. That year we were at like the Curtis Mansion in like
Yeah.
what Miami,
Like
Miami
Springs,
Springs, yeah. And basically you have a week to create something, to present something, and we have like collective processes where we're together, and then maybe after like a few hours we'll branch off into our own individual practice. So like I was getting rides home with Barbara. And so like that kind of was
that's
like
how you get friends.
yeah, so Barbara was taking me home, and that was like one of the connections. And then I think we also participated, before Grass Day. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like a Basel season or something where we just started hanging out more and going to like more events, and then we did Grass Stains again together. But outside of Grass Stains, we were like hanging out on our own. And then I was a part of Goza, Barbara's film, and it was really fun. And I saw how like Barbara's style was, and it was very like this collage. I mean, Barbara likes collage work. So seeing her film and like the collage aesthetic, I was like, I know Barbara has never worked on a documentary before, but I want Barbara to be the head like videographer and editor. And it's just like, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen here, but like I trust Barbara's creativity, and we've had a lot of help in this process, but like I wanted Barbara to be the person. So yeah, it's, I guess, yeah, we met in 2022, and now we're doing these things.
And so, like, how did the idea to create a documentary on your practice and the behind the scenes and what goes into it, how did that come about?
Yeah. So we're in 2025 now. I would say 2022, I started going to like more and more visual arts events in Miami. As a dancer, I feel like there's only so much we can do in certain cities. And I wanted
What
money.
do you mean? Like in terms of getting funded?
Getting funding, okay? Getting funding, okay? I wanted money to do things, okay?
Yeah.
I wanted money to do things. Since about 2022-ish, I just kept applying for things. I wasn't
Life of an artist.
Yeah, you
I
know.
wanted money to do things.
yeah. And I just kept applying. Apply. Finally, I got the Wave Makers grant from Locust Projects.
Shout out Locust
They
Project.
gave me a chance, okay? So, I was just like, what do I want to do? Archival work. I love history. I am a firm believer that, like, we should all be individually, actively archiving our lives for ourselves and for whatever legacy we want to leave behind. So I'm like, well, I'm going to do a documentary / exhibition about myself and my burlesque bestie, Cosmic Divinity. So that's another thing. Like, in the burlesque world, I think sometimes you can make connections, sometimes you don't. But, like, Cosmic, our connection is, like, very special. And that is one of the only people that, like, I saw them perform and I was like, oh, like, I want to do a duet with this person. I fuck with this person on and off stage. I really loved holistically what they do. And also, my brand is important. So I want to be on stage with somebody who can show up on the same level that I'm on, okay? So, yeah, we got the Wave Makers grant, and that was a year ago, and now we're here, November, we're presenting this thing. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
So my next question is, what is behind the Tease? What does go into the life of a burlesque performer?
So, behind the Tease means, well, in the instance of Cosmic and I, navigating Miami with no car, going from gig to gig, making sure that things are rhinestoned and sparkling, and no matter what went down before we got to the gig, still, like, delivering on stage. In my case, I'm a nomadic performer, so I am my manager, my agent, my costume designer sometimes, like, yeah. So there's a lot that goes into it, and I would say burlesque is a very niche, like, thing, and a lot of times, like, people can live in a city that might have, like, a cute little scene, but, like, don't even know anything about it. I think things are changing now, but it's still a very small scene, and a lot of times people don't know about it, and if they do, it might be from the burlesque movie or something that's very commercialized about it, which, like, there are commercialized forms of burlesque that are true to that form, but that's not how it looks like for everybody. They do more of a commercialized gig, and then next day I might be performing in a more, like, kink fetish centered thing. So for me, it's very important to, like, be able to navigate different places. So, like, this film is really trying to take people into the dressing room, backstage, and to see the things that aren't so glitz and glamorous. Yeah.
So what was this process, Barbara, like for you to get this view in and capture that? What was that like? What do you feel like you saw that you didn't know before?
I mean, I've learned so much. I feel like my knowledge of burlesque in general was very limited, and, like, limited to almost, like, pin-up photos.
Yeah, I feel like if you asked me a couple years ago what's burlesque, I would have been like, feathers, Las Vegas,
Christina
corset,
Aguilera and Cher.
and boobies.
And nipple tassels.
And nipple tassels and some gloves.
Yeah.
And rhinestones. That's what I
mean, in
thought.
a lot of ways. Yeah.
Right.
These are all the parts, the moving parts.
Right.
But I mean, I feel very grateful for like being able to follow them behind the stage. I think I've always loved like being able to capture my friends like in their element, and this very much is like Cosmic and Nami's like element, amongst other things. They're very talented people, but like just seeing like the care, the intention behind their craft, like from the colors that they're using on their costumes to like the moments on stage that this comes off, or like just like the love that they have for the craft, and being able to like she said, like archive it, and being able to offer this to the next coming generations is like a picture of not only what these performers, like their lives, but also Burlesque in Miami, Burlesque in like these other cities, because she's been all around the U.S. and across the pond too, right? You went to England?
Not yet.
Soon.
I'm manifesting it.
Soon, we're
I saw
manifesting
it. I was like,
it
she
happened.
was with the
there.
Big Ben and the tea and the crumpets. But yeah.
Wow. So what do you feel like you're hoping, or is there any scene or some part that you're most excited for people to see coming from the film? Or anything that you're hoping that they'll take away?
Okay, I'm not gonna give away too much.
Right. Without spoiling too much.
There are two sections that Barbara edited very well. And when I was looking at Barbara's like collage aesthetic, that's exactly what I wanted. And there's some parts of the documentary where like we're gonna follow, I guess, like documentary rules or whatever. But then there's some sections where it's like, like I'm okay with it being like choppy or like not quote unquote like perfect. Because like our world is not perfect. So that's all I'm gonna say. Okay. You gotta come.
Okay.
On Saturday.
What a tease.
No, but I guess what I'll add too is like I think it's liberating to work from a place where we don't necessarily have a lot of experience with a specific medium, like film, or even like the specificity of documentary making. And like for me, like editing, like I can make it up as I go. We can make it up as we go, and if it's good, if it works, if it doesn't work, maybe we'll figure it out in a couple of years that it didn't work. But like at this point, it's like honest and it's fun and it's like Yeah.
I think that's a really important point, because I don't know, being in at least the creative community that we inhabit here in Miami, it feels like, honestly, in general, I feel a lot of the time people feel held back because they don't have a particular experience level, or didn't study something, or just feel like it's too much to tackle to jump into a project that they might be interested in but just not have the tools or know where to start. So I think that's also why I'm super excited to see this film, because I guess, I mean, you studied dance, but you didn't necessarily study burlesque.
No.
And you didn't necessarily study filmmaking?
No. Anyway. Yeah. I will say though, like I was smart about the team, okay?
I'm sure.
Because like I knew Barbara and I didn't really have a lot of experience. So like we did outsource a film consultant, okay?
Oh,
He's
cool.
really good. And
what is that?
Great question. Basically, like Barbara did her thing, edited it, and then like we pretty much like sent him the like draft, and he like went through and like gave us notes and all that stuff. But before we started the entire process, we like had a meeting of like what the expectations were. So we did have help, but Barbara still did like most of the like the editing work. So yeah, that was a smart idea that I had from the beginning. Like we need a person to hold us accountable and like who knew what to do, and, like,
to help
like,
give it a shape.
Yeah.
Who knows the technique?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where connections come in, I guess.
Yeah.
And just knowing people.
Yeah.
I feel like, and that wasn't to say y'all don't know anything. Congrats on making this. Like,
I mean, now we know more.
Yeah, definitely. A year later, we know more.
Well, I'm glad. But yeah, it's just very exciting to me, because I feel like lately I've been on this tip of like, just do it. whatever you feel, whatever idea you have, even if it's small or it feels like it's not significant, I feel like, especially now that it feels like there's all these, we're up against so much constantly every day. It feels so overwhelming that it stops us from creating, and we spend most of our time consuming. But I feel like the only antidote to that is action, and action doesn't have to look like a huge production, something planned out. You know, it can be doing what you can with what you have, even if it's small. It can be drawing a picture in your notebook. It could be talking to a friend, having a conversation, filming it, not filming it. It could be talking to a family member of yours. It could be putting on a show for your friends. It could be putting on a show for your family, you know.
And I think the other thing that's really cool about this project is that I have the money to pay people that I know are super talented. Because, like, you know, like, I've done tons of collaboration projects and things like that, but I think now as like an adult that is like full-time artist, I want to have money to pay the talented friends that I have. So I think that was a cool thing, that literally I could produce a project and like choose every single person who's a part of it. So yeah.
So shout out to grants.
Yeah.
And
we want more.
Yeah. We want
give us
more.
the money.
Give us the money. Yeah. And shout out to the city of Miami for not dropping, or I guess like, what was it, consolidating the cultural affairs department.
Yeah, for real.
For one more year at least.
It would have been dropped had we not shown up, but
you know, people worked for that. People really worked for that. And because of that, stuff like this gets to happen, and money is put towards creative endeavors like this. What I guess what advice do you have in that regard of people who have ideas that require funding, but that funding is obviously hard to find? Tough question there.
Yeah, I feel like put yourself out there, apply, ask the questions that might be difficult to ask, like, hey, can you fund this? Hey, can you give me money? Because it's just a question away sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think in the same vein, like, fuck the technique, fuck thinking that you have to like be at a specific level of knowing to be able to even like enter or do the thing. Just do the thing. Do it scared. Do it not knowing. Just do it. Even applying for grants, because that shit sucks. But asking for money sucks. But just do it.
It does.
And ask around, because
I would say knowing how to deal with rejection. Because I just feel like I've applied to 50 million things, and like I feel like people see what I get, but people don't see all the things I don't
all the no's.
Get. And I always like to put visual arts in a quotation, because like I'm dancing, you can see me, like I'm visual,
right?
But you just can't paste me on a wall. But like I feel like for the past 3-4-ish years, I've been trying so hard to like get into the visual art scene and like be seen in that way, and now I feel like I'm finally getting those opportunities, and I think it only takes one person to say yes.
Totally.
And I feel like once I got Wave Makers, and now I'm performing with the Art and Tech like at Locust, so like now people are seeing that, oh, they granted her that, they granted or invited her here, so now I feel like I can use that as leverage to get more opportunities.
The doors are open.
But it just takes like that one person to say yes.
Right, absolutely. And I feel like that's why, you know, you can't, especially if you're starting out, you can't be afraid of the no's, because it really, you know, the first yes. I mean,
you can still be afraid.
I mean, yeah, be scared of them, but don't let them stop you. You know what I mean? Don't let them intimidate you from continuing, because I feel like, especially coming from a place where, like, as an artist, say, like, I don't know, you didn't go to school for it, or you feel like you're an outsider in this in this world, that can be very exclusionary at times, you know?
Yeah.
It can feel like a big hit, you know, to get that no, or to be told, like, you're not good enough this time, or, you know, whatever. It can be a big hit that can discourage people a lot of the time. But I feel like what's most important now is, especially, like, if you really have something to say, and even if you just have an idea, like, keep going. Every no, I always say every no is one step closer to a yes. Thanks, Fonzie.
I feel like also the important thing is to understand that like the path that you thought was going to be the route is not always the route. Like after finishing school, I had other plans for myself.
Right.
But now I am taking my clothes off. Okay, so like,
Woo!
I never knew that this would be the route, but it is.
Life will surprise you.
It will.
But it's just crazy because like now this is my medium. Like, I mean, going through like university and then like before that, contemporary dance, modern, like that was a thing. And now I feel like I'm at a comfortable place where I'm trying to figure out how Iman and Nami coexist and like what contemporary burlesque performance art looks like. So now I feel like I'm in that space. And I'm comfortable in that space because I feel like when I first started burlesque, I was not comfortable with it. And I tell people like burlesque, I was not looking for burlesque. I feel like it found me. And I'll also say that like as far as like just being a human being and being like a sensual sexual being, I think burlesque has made me comfortable with that because the way that I express myself on stage, like I am, in my opinion, I'm not like an openly flirtatious person. Like that's just not really me, but like on stage it is me.
It's the character, right?
So I can put on the drag of sensuality.
Right.
So yeah, that's what I got to say.
Speaking of which, what do you feel like? Does Cosmic identify as a drag performer, or as a burlesque performer?
Both.
Okay.
Cosmic dabbles in drag and burlesque, but within the past year, Cosmic has been very much like more burlesque focused.
What do you feel like is the relationship or the differences between those two art forms? Because they can be defined as separate, but I feel like they have similar roots.
So, burlesque actually means satire, comedy. Burlesque was not always striptease. Technically, burlesque used to be.
Burlar. I never knew that.
So,
which means to make fun of.
Exactly.
In Spanish.
That's burlesque. Huh. A lot of people don't know that like burlesque was not always striptease.
Right.
And like drag and burlesque used to be like
one and the same.
One and the same.
Right.
And technically like way back when, a lot of like film presenting people were not doing the burlesque. It was a lot of men in drag. And also burlesque was one of those like things where you had these actors and performers who were making fun of the aristocratic people. So like so say for instance, you had this opera or this ballet that was happening. The burlesque show that was going on was making fun of that Swan Lake or that whatever the noble people were like going
critiquing.
So that's like the interesting thing about it is like drag, burlesque, and like like what people see as stripping now, like in the strip club, were like all intertwined. But there was a period where like burlesque and like strip club culture began to like split. So that's how now we are in separate industries, even though like there are a lot of people who like do navigate both. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. You know, and it's funny because I never thought of burlesque and stripping, like strip club, you know, work together ever until you just said that.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like the burlesque that's happening yeah. And I think like I think that's an interesting thing because like there are burlesque environments that are very like X-rated, but that's not being shown, which it doesn't really need to be shown all like that. Like you just need to be there to see it. But a lot of times people don't know that that is a thing. And at the end of the day, I think like burlesque and a burlesque environment gives the opportunity to do a bit more storytelling and theatrics. But if you strip all that away, you're taking your clothes off.
Right.
So I feel like it's really the environment and the audience. As a burlesque performer, most of my audiences are queer. queer or women.
Mm-hmm.
When I perform in like small towns, that's when it's like more. The environments I'm performing in is very queer, so I think that's like the other thing. It's like if I'm going into culture, it's a different.
Right.
So like, yeah.
Different expectations of the artist.
Okay. So yeah.
Wow. Do you feel? Oh yeah. That's mad.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
What is it? Christine Crab pizza is the pizza for you and
Oh. My bad.
Commercial break.
Commercial break. SpongeBob. Krusty Krab pizza.
They
break.
didn't sponsor this. So.
No, unfortunately.
but they might.
They might. Who knows? And
Burlesque.
SpongeBob. Hey.
It's been done before.
SpongeBob's not to go off track, but SpongeBob's collabing with everybody right now. I don't know if you guys are tapped
so maybe
into
we don't want to
SpongeBob,
work with them.
But
Also
anyway.
burning gender and sexuality.
LOL, bro. What was I saying? Stripping and so you were talking about how the origins of burlesque were rooted in satire and comedy. How do you feel like that shows up in your work now?
Honestly, my burlesque is not the most comedic. Like I have like certain gestures that I'll do, but I don't know. My performance is not really
I feel
comedic.
like I disagree. It's very like tongue in cheek, like
Cheeky.
yeah, it's very cheeky, and like I think you're subtle about the way that you subvert like people's expectations of gender, or race, or like performance in general. I think you might not notice it because it's just like in it. It's in your work, but I mean, watching a lot of your performances as I edit this, I'm like, look at her, like I live.
Interesting.
I will say, Halloween season is a high season
for
for burlesque. Halloween in February, Valentine's Day. So I will say I'm not really into Halloween.
You're not into Halloween?
No, not really. But I'll say now, kind of more so. But I have this like twisted doll act, and I'm kind of just like. The idea is I am this doll, this creepy doll that is coming out of a jewelry box.
Okay.
And I'm like very like like I'm a doll, look at me. And it's like a little creepy. It's like a little creepy. So like that's my like Halloween experimental comedy. But that's it.
Okay.
I mean, Barbara said I do have some comedic things, but
So do you feel like when you're planning a performance, do you start with a concept or a song? Like how does it start for you?
I would actually say my best acts come from a theme that is given to me, and then I go from there. Like right now, my current favorite act is my siren act, and that act actually came from performing for Masisi in 23? Yeah, Art Basel, I think 2023.
I was photographing that.
So like that is currently my favorite act. Been in development for the past 2-ish years. And now it is to a point where there's like props. It has its own costuming.
Wow.
I did like video editing to the music, and now I am actually performing it on Thursday.
Where?
At Locust.
What time?
7 p.m. is when the workshop starts that I am not teaching.
Oh, sorry.
Is it real?
I don't know, girl. Don't ask
Club
me.
Cinema.
Oh.
Yeah, Club Cinema. We sharing the same night at Locust.
Okay, period.
So there's a workshop at 7, and then I'm performing at 8-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the siren piece, and if I'm not mistaken, you recently performed it with your mom.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Performed burlesque with your mom.
Yeah. Okay, so long story short,
Please
my
tell us
mom
more
had
about
a
this.
whole no, she didn't have a burlesque career that I know of. Honestly, knowing my mom, she could have. But my mom sings. So actually, fun fact, I don't really talk about it, but I've produced like 3 burlesque shows at this point. 2 of them in Ohio, and like my mom actually sang for those shows.
Wow.
We didn't perform together, but she like did her own little bit. But when I went back, I was like, "Oh, do you want to sing?" And I think it's funny because like my mom, she practiced, she did her own practicing, but when we got on stage, like she just started like making up, like period. And I was like, "It's okay." Like no one really like
the spirit moved her.
yeah. And it was great.
She brought it out.
People
for the
were surprised. And how I started off was like I did my little siren allure sounds, and then she came out. So like people were very surprised.
Did they know it was your mom?
They could tell.
You
we
guys
look
look
just we look
alike,
just alike.
yeah.
At that point, y'all had like the same. Like,
Oh yeah.
hairstyle.
So my mom's a hairstylist, and like she dyed my hair this like orange yellow ombre, and then she also dyed her hair the same. So we was like up there matching, and she had
Twinning
her,
with your mom during
Yeah.
your burlesque performances.
no.
Iconic.
For real though, I'm trying to get some more monies, okay? So I could do I could do a live band show,
Yes.
and my mom could be one of the singers in the show, okay?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But
Wow.
yeah, my mom performed.
That's
with me.
incredible.
She was so excited. I just wanted to give her that opportunity. Like my mom used to like be in a my mom used to be in a band when I was younger. So like she used to sing in a band. She used to sing more. So like that
So
was
you come from performers.
Yeah, my mom's been singing for a while. Eventually, I actually want to do a singing strip. Like, I want to start singing. I don't sing in front of people, but when I get the courage, I will start doing it.
Please, we need to
Yeah.
see that. Okay, so question, how do you feel like, because you were talking previously about the audience, how do you feel like an audience shapes your performance? Because I know burlesque has a lot of audience interaction
yeah.
at times.
Definitely a lot. One, I think it is always the job of the MC to like shape how the audience
Like prep them.
prep them. Yep, exactly. Like foreplay before
Right.
performance. And I think it's very important because there's times where either you have first time audience members. There's times when I might be performing for a drag show, but they don't know burlesque etiquette. But audience engagement is very important. I think also that could be the most awkward thing when you first start because you're close to people, eye contact, and like the audience can tell when a performer is not comfortable. And as a performer, like in the South Florida scene, most of our shows are floor shows. And a floor show is considered you don't have a stage. It might be at a bar or at a restaurant, and you're performing around the floor. So there's more opportunities for audience interactions. Now, the past year, I've had the opportunity to perform for like festivals, and those are large theaters. Honestly, that is more awkward to me now. Even though like I have a dance background and like I have had that experience as a burlesque performer, I started off on floor shows. So performing for an audience and not being able to like be close to them is like more challenging.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. I feel like because I've been thinking a lot about like collective experiences, especially in performance, and how in performances that fourth wall can be broken, and burlesque is an art form where that happens all the time, and drag is an art form where that's like built into the art form. Because to me, I feel like that aspect of we're all in the same space together, like I'm not in this little box that you're sort of separated from, makes a room alive.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like, so I can understand why it might feel more awkward for you, especially doing floor shows and starting that way, and not being able to like feed off of the energy as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel like it feels like? What is the difference in the feeling for you as the performer?
What is the feeling?
Like, does it change? Does it change? Do you feel like has there been an act that you've done that you'd had to do on a stage and then also have had to do on a floor?
So actually, yes, but no. The acts that I've been taking to festivals or competing in are typically the acts, sadly, that I don't really get to do in South Florida because they need a larger stage. So like that's kind of been the separation now, where like I have floor show acts and I have stage acts, so I don't really do that much mixing now. Just because like if I have, say for instance, a lot of festivals, they only let you perform for 4 minutes. If I only have 4 minutes to like perform, I can't really be going from here to there and still like taking off everything. So like those acts now are like for festivals and not for floor shows.
Interesting. So can you tell me a little bit about what is the scene giving here in Miami for you? Like if people are interested, how can they get into it? Like where can they find it?
Yeah. So I like to tell people, I call it the South Florida scene because it's like I can't really say Miami because it's all spread out. So in Miami proper, we have mostly Sophia Luna and Bottom Shelf Burlesque, which they are doing shows at least monthly in Miami proper. If you want to go up to Broward, we got the Wilder Burlesque in Fort Lauderdale. It's a brunch every single Sunday. We have another brunch that is at Revelry in Pompano Beach every single Saturday. We have other producers, El Michelle. We have Ruby Tesla, who was in West Palm Beach. So, like, it's happening here. We definitely have it. If you're ever interested in seeing any South Florida burlesque, reach out to me and I can send you the things. I'm usually not here. So... Well, I'm like, you got to catch me when you catch me, but I know where all the things are happening.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And what would you say to someone who's fascinated by this art form, who's interested in exploring it and exploring performance? And I guess this question is for both of you. Like, for someone who maybe doesn't have experience in performance, who's just wants to get out there, what would you tell them?
In performance in general or just burlesque?
I guess for you, burlesque or drag.
Well, I would say with burlesque or drag, just like going to shows, going to see other performers. And honestly, I feel like I should have done, like when I first started, I probably should have went to more shows. I did like go to a few, but I think like seeing it more could have helped. Because also, like, me as a dancer, I kind of went into burlesque like, oh, I'm a dancer. Like, I got this. Yeah. And no, like...
What do you feel like you was missing, or what did you find was actually
because the
more
thing is, with burlesque, you have to take clothes off. Okay? So, like... Right. Well, there are versions of burlesque that you don't have to take 50 million layers off, but, like, the versions that I was learning... It was the gloves, it was the gown, it was like 50 million layers. So like I would just say like go to more shows, do a bit more research, like locally and nationally or internationally, but just to see like what it is, because I think burlesque is much more than what people like think or what it currently is. Like burlesque 30 years ago is not what it is now. I mean, even 10 years ago. But I would say if you want to do it, because I think that's another thing. Like when you first start off, it's very gatekeepy, and like in certain senses, I understand like holding standards, but in other senses, I'm like just let people be. Like people have different intentions of why they do burlesque. This person over here might just do it for a hobby. This person over here is doing it full time. So, like, understanding that people have different intentions, but also knowing that we are still an industry, so everyone needs to be professional about it, no matter what their intentions are.
Yeah. I'll say also quickly, I went to a Bottom Shelf Burlesque show. Shout out to them. They're amazing. If anyone watching is interested in seeing some super DIY, like very like grassroots, super awesome community-led, community-driven burlesque, it's very, very inspiring. It's like super small, super tight, and they're bringing up like people who want to try or want to get out into the world of burlesque and drag. Bottom Shelf Burlesque, check them out. Yeah, anything in between. It's experimental. It's very cool, and they welcome newcomers. So get into them, support them. They're great. Barbara.
I'll just add quickly. As far as performance goes, I think we're all performers, whether we like it or not. Like in our daily lives, like even the performance of gender, the performance of whatever the fuck, just being a human being. And I think that performance, as the art form, like it's like just bottling up bits and pieces of being human, and like the deep desire to share that. So like if that exists in you, then just get out there and do it. Like just share yourself. Be clear about what it is that you want to share, and use your body, use your voice, use the vessel that we're born with.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah,
that was beautiful. So the premiere of Behind the Tease. When, where? Tell us all about it.
Okay, so the premiere is this Saturday. November 22nd.
November 22nd.
2 to 5 p.m. at Dear Eleanor.
It's a daytime function.
Yeah, daytime, okay?
Okay.
So no excuses. It's daytime. It's at 2, so you still got time to recover. And go to the next thing after.
recover from your Friday night hangover.
Right.
Yeah, but it's free, and yeah, I'm excited. The team has been working very hard. Barbara.
The team, aka Barbara.
I mean, I've been working hard, but Barbara's really been like editing her ass off. And this is a labor of love, and I am a firm believer in self-archiving and being your own historian, because no one can tell your story better than yourself.
It's essential.
So I'm just like, I know that like we've only been in burlesque, myself 4 years, Cosmic 2. Yeah, Cosmic 2. So technically we're still newbies in the burlesque world. But I don't want to be waiting until I'm like in burlesque for 50 years to start my documentary. Like,
right.
This is the first one, okay? It's gonna be fun.
It'll be a different documentary.
Yes.
True, that's gonna be a different one, okay?
And then they're gonna reference the first one.
Exactly.
Where they were talking about your start in the world, and then it's gonna be like, look how young she was. Look how much her art form has changed. Look at that.
Listen, there are performers out here that are like in their 70s, 80s,
Exactly.
90s, on stage.
Yes.
Whirling.
Yes, I see it.
So look, now we don't gotta start from scratch.
Exactly. Now they're gonna have references. They're gonna be like, way back in 2024, back in my day.
Can you imagine?
AI nipple tassels.
I didn't bring my tassels. That's why you gotta come on Saturday.
That's why you gotta come. Wait, so the premiere? Are you performing also at the premiere? Oh,
That's too much information. You just gotta come.
okay. You just have to come back. And there's also an exhibition, I've been told.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have great photography, costuming that's displayed, flyers, like pretty much anything that we want to call an archive.
Beautiful.
It's gonna be there. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
So come show up for this beautiful, beautiful film that's about to come out. Show up for this creative community. Come see some art. Come see some performance, maybe some boobs. Some performance. Connect. I don't know. Maybe you'll find the burlesque performance in yourself.
Oh,
Ooh.
find the tease.
Yes.
Behind the tease.
Thank you so much, Barbara and Nami, for being here.
Thank you, Nina.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you, Masisi. Thank you, Juansi.